Can you just tell me very briefly, if we go along, just say what your name is and what you saw?
Nathaniel Hoxel.
What did you see?
There was sort of like ship landed on the ground.
Why do you say ship? Did it have a shape?
Yes.
Like what?
It had a round top and it was flat like that around the sides.
What was around the side?
Just sort of like a platform coming down the side.
Did you see anything else?
Yes, we saw a black man running around.
A little man or what?
From where we looked, he was about this small, but we were quite way away. So he was about our size.
Could you see his face?
No.
What is your name?
My name's Luke Mel and Trevor Bond.
Oh, and you also saw this
Yes, we were all there.
creature?
Yes.
What did you think it was?
I don't know, really.
Did you see the thing, whatever it was, land?
Yes,
Was it a form of some sort?
yeah, it almost looked like a real person, except it was fairly plump.
No, not really. And what did you think it was? What were your thoughts?
At first I thought it was just some boy from the compound playing around, but the hair it looked more like our hair. It wasn't curly. That thing almost looked like a hippie.
Like a hippie. And your name?
My name is Emily Bolton. I saw the little black men. They had longish hair, and it was all black, and they had big black eyes. That's all I saw. I saw a glimpse. They kind of turned around and stared, and then went back into a kind of like ship. There was like sort of one big one with quite a few little ones
as well,
all scattered around.
When you say it had big eyes, show me with your hands the size compared to
They
yours.
were oval, kind of like that.
Oval?
Yes.
I see. And could you see anything else on the face?
No, I couldn't. All I could see was his hair, and when he turned around, and then he...
Were you afraid?
Yes, I was.
What did you think it was?
Well, everybody was saying that they were UFOs and everything, so...
Other people said they were UFOs?
Yeah, people were coming around telling... we were in the classroom and I ran out, and I saw it. I did think they were UFOs. I did see them.
Were you perhaps influenced by what the other children had said?
Sort of, but I did definitely see...
What you saw?
What I saw, yes.
Did you also see?
Yes.
What is your name?
Charity Shanda.
What did you see?
I saw something silver on the ground amongst the trees, and a person in black, and that's all I saw.
You saw a person alongside the silver thing?
Yes.
What did the silver thing look like?
It looked like a saucer, but the shape wasn't really round.
Have you heard about UFOs before this?
No.
You didn't know anything about it, so it was something quite new to you.
Yes.
Were you afraid?
Yes.
What did you do? Did you run to fetch the teachers, or you just stayed with the other children?
I stayed with the other children.
If you see it on some of the drawings, I think like this one here, it's got what he saw on Thursday, and then basically what he saw on Friday.
Like a pencil in the sky, yeah. Well, must be.
And this is Emma.
Oh, Emma Christensen.
Yes.
Yes, because your drawing was particularly interesting. They have asked me about it. You saw in your drawing, you've got not only the main object there, but you've got several others. Now, did you see these coming down, or did you see them in the sky?
I saw them disappear. They went 1 meter up from the ground, and then they just disappeared.
They went 1 meter up and they disappeared. And you saw this creature?
Yes, he was very, very shiny black.
Shiny black
shiny black,
suit.
kind of suit.
Would you say it was like a ordinary suit that, was it like what Mr. Mackey's wearing?
No,
What would you call the type of clothing?
I'm not sure, but he was really...
Have you ever seen the divers going to the sea?
Oh yes, like that.
Was it like that, or was it like an overall? Or a tight-fitting suit?
It was tight-fitting.
It was tight-fitting, and it was shiny.
Yes.
Could you see his face?
Well, I only saw a glimpse of it.
And you don't remember any individual features?
Well, I only remember that his eyes were quite big.
Eyes were big. And were you afraid?
I was a little afraid.
What did you think it was?
I don't know, I just thought it was some kind of alien from a different planet.
So you knew about UFOs?
Yes,
You watched on television?
yes.
Do you think that influenced you?
Mm.
Or you weren't thinking about it?
I
when you
was thinking
No.
about it.
Okay. Thanks, Emma.
And Lisa, was the other one? Lisa was a little bit...
Pillay. Name is Lisa Pillay. And what did you see?
Well, I saw a silver thing. It was shaped, it was like lying down like this on the side, and I saw a black man. He was dressed in black, and he had big eyes.
Show me with your hand how big the eyes
They
were.
were shaped like something like that.
What did you think it was?
Well, I thought twice. I thought it was an alien, and then I thought maybe it was a gardener or someone.
Oh, you first thought it was an alien, and then you thought it was the gardener. Oh, well, I'd like to look at the gardener. Thank you very much.
6 this time. Can you describe what he looked like, the shape of his head?
Well, I couldn't see his nose, but his nose was quite small, and his mouth was quite small, and his eyes were shaped like an thing.
It's swimming around down there. So I went down to see what was happening. And I actually saw this cloud in the trees, and it was like in a Milky Way pattern on it, like silver and green and that sort of colours. And then there was this little boy crying, so I went up to him to see what was wrong with him, and he said he was quite afraid of it. And then that actually made me quite afraid of it, because when somebody's afraid, I get afraid. And then I saw this person, and his eyes were like in a slant, like so. And his mouth was just like a line, like this. And then at the time, the teachers were in a staff meeting. So nobody actually went up to go and call the teachers, because I think they were too afraid and everything. So when the bell rang, because somebody eventually went up, one of the prefects went and said to one of our teachers, Mr. Vernon, please could you ring the bell, because it's quite a bit of a performance down there with all the kids running around. And then somebody from BBC came to us, and he went for a walk down there with us with a Geiger count. And actually on that piece of metal over there, we could stand up on it, and you could actually see a few burn marks. So he asked us when we were walking down there with him, he said, please could you come down with us to go and have a look at the things. So when we walked about, there's about 6 poles, and if you have a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there were burn marks actually on the ground. And then the heels there on the rock, the day that it happened, there was something glittering, like quite strongly. And then when we came back to school the next day, it was just gone. And also, when we went down with them, the burn marks were just gone, that's like a few minutes later.
How long did you observe this whole happening?
I think it was about 5.5 minutes when we went down there, because it was actually quite scary.
Well, I was at the tech shop over there, and then I saw people crowding up at near the site. So I went there, and I looked, and I saw this ship, and it had this light like a pattern, yellow, purple, and green. It would keep on going around, and then there was something running across, and something of the ship that moved. Then when I looked more down, when I looked like straight vision with the glass, to some like alien thing he had big eyes, like what Guy was saying here.
Do you agree with the other two that the eyes were slanting, the mouth was rather thin, the nose small, and it was about how tall, would you assume?
Maybe about 3.5 feet.
But you agree with the other description?
Yeah.
Okay.
Suddenly I saw this glittering thing what my friend Haley saw, and it had orangey red, like glittering thing. It kept on moving at the side, and I saw like a black thing sitting on top of it. I don't know if it was a branch or the thing, the part of the alien where it was sitting on, but I don't know.
I looked and I saw this silverish type thing in the bushes, and I'm really excited.
Guy has just one last mention of something very interesting here. Guy.
And Mrs. Stark, we used to go down there with our teacher, Misty Vernon, just for a walk for our content studies. We've got a dam that's actually empty at the moment, and we go down there to get some clay and pieces of grass. It's actually quite interesting because there's usually ants that crawl on us and bite us. And when we went down there with the BBC, we were walking around and we came back and there were quite a few antholes and antholes on the floor. There was not a single ant, and there were a few dead ones on the floor.
My name is Candace.
Candace, please tell us what happened that very exciting day.
Me and my friend Claire, Haley and Camilla, we were just walking, and then we saw this maroon colour just waving about, and it was disappearing and disappearing, and we started to follow it. And then we stood over there on one of the logs, and we saw like this silver thing, and we decided that we should go down there and see, but Claire said we're not allowed there. So I said, it doesn't matter, let's just go and see. And we got closer and closer, and we saw this silver thing just shining it, and we thought that it was just a house with glass reflecting in the sun and shining. Then we thought, no, it can't be that because there's no houses up there on the rocks. And then we waited for a few minutes and we just stared at it, and we heard this flute, sort of like a flute noise, and then we got closer and closer, and then I saw this black figure running in slow motion, and then I didn't want to see it, so I looked away, and I looked again, and it wasn't there anymore. This figure, like Candace said, running in slow motion, and one poked its head up and looked at me out of the grass, and me and Candace were really scared. We nearly screamed. We were so scared, and we were running back and forth because we were excited and scared at the same time.
Anna Ribeiro. Anna, please tell us your experiences.
You see, and when the bell rang, me, Gary, and Portia were supposed to practice for assembly that day. So we were called out by Stefan, that's one of our friends, and he called us and he said he saw something. So we went. I didn't actually believe that he actually saw something because he was saying it was an alien. And so I went out, and then when I was looking at it, I saw it's like a silver light, and like that kind of spaceship you showed me just coming out, just for an instant, and then it just disappeared, like just like that. And so I first thought it was my imagination because everybody was talking about it, but then when I thought about it really, I thought, no, it couldn't be.
Well, the night before I saw the cigar-shaped spacecraft, but I've got it in my picture, but it wasn't exactly like a cigar shape. I thought it was a circle. Then the day after that, I saw it in the air again with my friends, Farai and Barry.
What did you see that morning here at the school?
Well, these other children were running. I asked them what it was, and they said it was a UFO. Then I ran with them to the logs over there.
Then I saw one person sitting on top of the ship and guarding it, and another one running up and down like he was confused. And he was actually looking at us. But some people said there's another property over there right at the back. It's Mrs. Nurse's property. Some people say that it was Mrs. Nurse's gardener. Some people say that it was a house over there, but I don't believe that because I went up with the BBC, and as you know already from the ancestors, they were all dead. So then he said there was radiation marks, but...
And Marley, you believe that there's no house that would be near enough that all the children could see this so close to the playground?
No, because on Monday when we went there again, there was not.
Could you tell me what you saw on Friday?
Well, we saw some people. There was a white one, a red one, and a black one. And the black one was sitting on the spaceship.
How do you know it was a spaceship? Wasn't it a helicopter or something like that?
Well, it looked like it was like glinting in the trees. Like it looked like roundabout like a disc, like a round.
And whereabouts was it?
Oh, in the trees over there, between the pole.
And you say it looked like a disc. Are you sure it wasn't a Harrier jump jet or an aircraft?
No.
Something that the Zimbabwe Air Force
It was like in a disc.
And what happened, Guy?
Well, it was just glinting in the trees, and there was a man, and he walked towards us, and he walked back again.
And what does he look like?
His face was like this, and his eyes were down here.
Like what? Further down his face?
Yeah, much further down than us, because our eyes are here, his are down.
And how close were you to him?
Well, I was at the back because I had just been finished in the classroom, and I was quite at the back. So all the other kids were in the front.
You don't think it was somebody in fancy dress doing a prank or something? What about you, Ariana? Tell us what you saw.
Well, I saw the same as Guy, but I saw this like one on the silver glittery thing. I saw this like black long. It looks like a stick, but it was very thin.
It was a man, was it?
I don't know what it was, but it was very thin. All I saw was like a long thing, and on a like a silver thing.
And he was very, very, very thin.
What? I mean, it wasn't. Do you think he was a sort of a black Zimbabwean man?
Well, not really. He wasn't very, very dark. He was quite lightish, and he was very thin. Not as.
And how tall about?
About, say there.
Just a bit taller than you.
Well, yeah.
And why do you think that this was something different? That this wasn't some helicopter from the Zimbabwe Air Force and just some guys playing a joke? Why do you think it was actually a UFO and possibly a spaceman?
It was just because somebody wouldn't just be playing around and just be on the ground all of a sudden.
Did it make any noise, this thing?
Not really. No.
And it landed. Something landed. Do you see it land?
No, it was in the trees over there, like in the trees, like glinting, and like there was somebody on the ground.
And then what happened?
And then he walked towards us, and he walked back again, and they just went.
How? How did they go?
It just went all of a sudden.
What, like a helicopter?
No, just went.
Which way?
More down into the valley.
At about what height?
Quite high, like.
And then what happened?
And then it didn't come back again.
And did you girls see that as well?
Yes. And he looked like he was in Durban you see these people in like a diving suit, a really shiny one, and he looked like he was dressed in that, and his eyes were down here, and he was like looking really, really funny.
A few of my friends and I were sitting in the playground eating our lunch, and we saw, well, Emily said first that she said, there's a UFO, and she didn't really think it was a UFO, because, I mean, it was just kind of flying along slowly, and then we all looked and we thought, yeah, that is really a UFO. And flew along for about a minute or so, and then it disappeared, but it looked like a cigarette.
What did these spacemen look like?
He looked like definitely not a human. I don't know. Really. He had a big head and big black eyes and was dressed in a black bodysuit. Tight fitting.
And what were his arms and his hands and his legs like?
Like humans, but he definitely didn't look like one. His head was much too big. All I saw was a silver flash, just like that.
And some say they saw many spacecraft.
And I saw the man with his eyes here, and I saw I saw the bigger one, and the spaceship, like 4 or 5 of them, like crowding around it. And then after a couple of minutes, it just disappeared, like just went. I saw one big one, and then quite a few little ones scattered all around.
How many of quite a few? About 2 or 3 or 4?
4.
About 4. And what were the little ones doing?
No, they were very still, and then I saw them also disappear. They went about a meter off the ground, and then they just vanished.
And what happened to the big one?
The big one did the same. My friends and I, we ran down to the teachers, and we went into the office, and we started telling the teachers, and then they said maybe there's nothing.
And how did that make you feel when they said maybe there's nothing?
Well, we felt very sad because we did see something.
And what did the headmaster say, Mr. Mackey?
Mr. Mackey said that maybe there was something down there, but he didn't really know. But the children can't lie. They tell the truth.
When I went home the day after this incident had happened, I told my mom, and she said, actually, I don't believe you, but I can't really say yes and no, but she said, I really don't think I believe you. And then she said, my dad came home and I told him all about this, and he said it was probably just a rumor. I felt really upset because I knew that it was true. I don't want to forget about it. I want to keep it in because I knew that it was true, and I want to talk to other people about it.
They can communicate with us or trying to tell us something. I think they're trying to tell us something which is going to happen. So I think that they're good people because they're showing us all these things that other people don't believe in, and we're not too sure if we've seen these things, and other people don't actually believe us sometimes.
We were playing down over there on the log.
Yeah?
And then we saw something shiny, so we all ran down over there.
And it was in the early morning?
It was at break time.
Yeah?
And then we saw something shiny. And we saw two people. They were in tight black suit. And they had big eyes. And we didn't actually see their nose, but it was quite small. And their mouth was quite small as well. One of them was running in slow motion up across the ship. And the other one was standing beside the ship.
Yeah, you made a drawing, huh? It looked like this?
No, yeah, something like that. I couldn't see the eyes or the nose or the mouth. It was just blank, like a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when they came, I thought they were crazy.
Was that the first thing you thought?
I thought they were crazy just coming to our school doing nothing. And all I saw was something like silver coming down, and I said, what must that be? And everybody's crowding it. I must go crowd too. And then I went and I started crowding, and everybody, then more people came and more. And then I said, hey, I can't see anymore. Come on, somebody, I'm short. Come on. And then I went to the front and I started seeing more of them, and then I just ran away.
The day before the spaceship came, my friends and I were sitting in the playground, and one of my friends, her name Emily, she looked up into the sky and she said, oh, there's a UFO. She said, and I looked at it and she said, no, just kidding, it's an aeroplane. And we looked up and I thought to myself, that can't be an aeroplane because it was very shiny. It looked kind of like a cigarette, you know? It was a long thing, and then on the end it was all shiny. And so I said, maybe it is a UFO. So we were all kind of like getting scared now. And then the day that it happened, then we started thinking, yeah, there must have been a UFO in the sky. Because my brother also saw it, but he's left the school now.
Mm-hmm.
It was sort of like a round shape, sort of like a plate, sort of like two plates that were sort of like on top of each other. Then there was sort of like the hole, the hatch for it, and there was sort of like in between two trees. But you couldn't see that clearly, and it was just silver all over. And I didn't see any men or something like that.
You saw one UFO, but surrounded by little ones?
Yeah, one big one.
One spaceship.
Yeah?
Little ones around.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see your drawing. One big one?
One big ship and then small ones surrounding it with there were lights.
Yeah.
Surrounding the ship.
Like Sean's, huh? This is Sean's drawing.
Yes. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. And, okay, one landed, the big one landed, and the two aliens came out.
Yes.
And what happened with the little ones?
The little ones, they were just flowing around in the air. They didn't touch the ground. They didn't touch the ground.
And that, these made the silver lights?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're making different color lights, like
yeah,
green,
like they'd
red,
flash to green, then they'd go to blue,
and then purple.
green. Yeah, purple and red.
But it was like it was going like each one to each one, but quickly.
Yeah,
like
they'll go there and then it'll vanish, and then it'll go there and vanish, and then vanish.
Oh, really?
But going quickly.
Like as if it was one ship moving
Yeah.
to places.
Can this drawing?
Camilla.
Come on.
Were they yellow?
No. I didn't have a silver crayon, so I did it yellow.
Yeah. So, but what happened? You came home and you told your parents?
Yes.
Some of them didn't believe us.
My mom didn't believe me.
Your mom didn't believe you?
My mom also. She didn't believe me.
Is that hard? Because if you see something and nobody believes you, what happens?
Well,
Yeah, you
feel
start
sad.
You start to
You talk
yeah,
to
you,
your friends.
you start to think as if it wasn't true.
Yeah.
And people say to you, no, it wasn't true, so you think it wasn't true.
Then you think that you're mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after that, you get all upset.
Yeah, and everyone starts teasing.
And my
you.
friends over the road, when I go there and I tell them about it, they just say, oh, he believes in aliens, oh, he's stupid.
You've seen too many movies.
Yeah.
Was there nobody in your neighborhood who believed you?
Yeah, my mom and dad believed me. My granny and my granddad believed me, but my uncle didn't.
Where the spaceship had landed, all the insects and ants and stuff like that were all dead, and there was a huge black mark there. And my mom said it might have just been a fire there, but I don't think there was. I think it was the alien ship.
Yeah. But you have gone to the place, of course, and have you seen anything?
No, we weren't allowed
An
there.
evidence, I mean, that it was there?
Some other people came to the school and they went out the boundary of the playground and they went to go and see what had happened there, and they saw that the grass was burnt and all the living things had died there in that area.
Him and his parents and his brother and sister all believed me. And my mother just believed me, but my dad didn't believe anything I said. Anything.
And did you describe it to them? Exactly what happened?
Yeah, and I drew it on a paper and I said, Daddy, this is what it looked like. And then he saw it well and he said, Michael, I think you're telling the truth now. And then that's all he said of it, and that's all.
Who was scared? Not all of you, huh? Who was dreaming about it since then?
Yes.
In a bad way?
Bad way.
Yeah, in a bad way? No, tell me first in a bad way. Why? You have nightmares about it?
Yes, I used to, but then after about a year, I stopped dreaming about it.
Mm-hmm.
I dreamt that the same one I saw without hair, he came into my bedroom and he took me from my bed.
Did you dream that?
Yes.
Yeah?
And then I just screamed. I woke up and screamed.
And what did your mom say?
Well, she just kept on saying it was a nightmare. She didn't really believe me.
I wasn't scared a bit.
No, not at all.
Nothing. It was all fun to me.
I heard this lady on TV, I think it was Jill Dark, and she said this lady got kidnapped and
she had babies that were aliens.
That's what you're afraid of.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the aliens came because they are curious like us, and well, they want to learn about us, and we want to learn about them.
Some people say that people are saying that the aliens came to warn us something's going to happen, that something bad is going to happen to the earth.
I think they came here to try and warn us that the children because we're young.
We've got a long time.
We've got a long time till we die. To warn us that when we're older, there's something going to happen to the earth.
Yeah, not to pollute. Because we're young, we can still prevent it.
Yeah.
Do you still have all that feeling? That as a child you can do a lot?
Yes. I have it.
Yeah? Do you feel, as a child, do you feel privileged? Or do you think, next time if the UFO is coming, please go to another school?
No,
I feel privileged.
You feel privileged that you saw it?
I'd love them to come back and you could see them again.
But only this time closer.
What do you want to say?
The only thing I want to know, when are we going to be on TV?
All right, you are on TV.
We sent you the cassette.